Hello friends, in this lecture we will understand the summary and analysis of the poem The Unknown Citizen written by W. H. Auden. It is my humble request to you all, please listen the videos till the end and try to prepare your own notes. It will definitely help you to write answers in your examination. So let's get the ball rolling. W. H. Auden was an Anglo-American poet. Auden's poetry was noted for its stylistic and technical achievement, its engagement with politics, moral, love, and religion, and its variety in tone, form, and content. Some of his best known poems are, if we are talking about love, it is Funeral Blues, on political and social themes such as 1st September 1939 and the Shields of Achilles. On culture and psychological themes, a well known poem, The Age of Anxiety, and on religious theme, it is For the Time Being. This poem, The Unknown Citizen, as I told you that, written by W. H. Auden, it is just a 32 lines poem that utilizes a number of different rhyming patterns. The poem contains examples of both successful rhyming couplets and seemingly patternless portions of verse that are variable in their end rhymes. First, we will understand the summary of poem The Unknown Citizen. The Unknown Citizen is describes through the form of a dystopian report, the life of an unknown man. The poem begins with the speaker stating the fact that throughout his life there was never one complaint against the citizen. No one thought badly of him. In fact, he was more like a saint than anything else. The next section of the poem tells of the man's popularity. He was well liked by his friends, social enough to be normal, and dedicated to his work. A man served the community for his entire life. This service lapse in his work for his company where he is working was only when he went to serve in the war and now after his death. The speaker also stated that the man reads the newspapers to the sufficient degree. He went to the hospital once but left queer immediately, as he should have been. The citizen consumed all the latest technologies as a modern man should and own the proper devices. In the final section of the poem, the speaker concludes his report. He states that the man was for war when he was supposed to be and for peace when he governed when the government told him to be. The last lines prompt prompt the questions a readers might have been wondering the whole time. Was this man happy? Was he free? These are things that speaker sees as absurd. He states that, of course, the man was happy, the government would have known if he wasn't. This is a short summary of 32 lines. Now we will also understand the analysis of poems. lines by lines. So just focus on screen so you will understand the lines of the poem given in your book. I will not read the lines again because the lines are available, the poem is available in our book. So I will directly analyze the poem. First five lines expose that Auden had chosen to craft a speaker for the unknown citizen who is completely hidden but strangely familiar. He speaks with the truthfulness and emotionless mood which is hard to connect with. Once the identity of speaker is a bit clear though, one might come to recognize the faceless, seemingly lifeless person of a government worker or customer service representative. The speaker is going about his job as he would any other day and is not impacted by the facts he is relying about the unknown citizen. The speaker's lack of inflection is made up for by the rhymes which the pervasive in his speech. It was Auden's goal in this piece to present the worlds of the dystopian narrator to the tune of rhyme. This contrast is quite forceful as the reader will discover through, throughout the poem within 32 lines. The speaker begins by introducing the main subject of the poem, who will never receive a name or proper identification. The reader will only come to know him through the facts that the Bureau of Statistics, the greater community, and other fictional dystopian soundings organizations have seen fit to share. The first thing of note that the speaker mentions is that there are no complaints lodged against this person. No one stepped forward during their investigations to say that he had done some wrong. All of the reports that his that this speaker has at his disposal tell him that the unknown citizen is a saint. His record is stopless and pristine. The poem certainly reads like a report, and it is interesting to consider why these particular facts about this person's life were chosen. What do these things really tell about someone? It is important to note that there is nothing disappear or discussed in these lines. One cannot come to fully know the unknown citizen through his reports. Hence, the irony between the title and the goal of this verse. The lines from 6 to 14 analyzed as in the second set of the lines, the report continues. Throughout the unknown citizen's life, he did a number of things to serve the community. In fact, he spent his whole life serving the greater community. Capitalization is utilized throughout the poem to acknowledge bodies or official groups that exist in the world of the poem. The citizen served the community up until the day he died. The only exception was when he went to fight the war, which war this meant to be is not made clear in this poem. The citizen, which is represented in our poem, that is, a man, did as he was told, dedicated himself to his work, and was continually in the good grace of his employer. So far, this poem seems incredibly straightforward. There is not much more revealed besides surface level details that anyone could infer. The man did not have any odd views, and he always paid his union dues. He was one time with a payments on time with his payments and was not strange in any way. That is to say, he did not believe in or participated in anything that went against the tenets to his dystopian feeling world. The man not only did good at work, he was also popular with his friends. They were social and completely normal. One might at this point be suspicious of the total nor- normality that filled this poem's life. Shouldn't there be more there to be see and learn about? Lines 15 to 22 analyzed as the poem continues and the speaker refers to a number of other organizations that have been keeping an eye on the citizen. The press, presumably the government run news organizations, reported to the speaker that the citizen, the man was a susceptible to advertising as he was supposed to be and committed to the news of the day. Continuing in the theme of this dystopia, it is quite likely his life was consumed with the propaganda product produced by these agencies. It is hard to know who this person truly was with these purely surface level details. Additionally, the man went to the hospital but did not stay long. He left cured just as he should. He was sufficiently healthy and sufficiently interested in acquiring all the applicants appliances as modern man would need. He had a phonograph, a radio, a car, and a fridge, which is we have in our normal day-to-day or middle class societies houses. In the final section of this piece, the speaker concludes his reports on the unknown citizen. The researcher at Public Union, perhaps the government organization the speaker works for as he uses. Our concludes that the our word concludes that the man had all the proper opinions. The propaganda was doing its job and man believed what he was mean to. He was an advocate for what the government told him to be, whether this was peace or war. The man's personal life consisted of a normal wife and five children that were added to the population. Means he had a wife and five children. The number was not too many or too few. It was just right for the man of his generation. The final lines of the piece bring a greater attention to the absurdity of the poem's premise. The speaker, as if defending himself, states that the question of whether the citizen was free or happy is absurd. He was certainly happy, otherwise. In this way, in very simple language, W. H. Auden had represented about the unknown citizen. Thank you.